So explain the apprenticeship program. What's that like?
So we have different ones. So you have on the HVAC side, we have install and service. Then on the plumbing, with us being a little bit smaller right now, we just have a standard plumbing apprenticeship that we're still developing. But when we look at our HVAC side, the programs are designed to be 12 to 15 months generally once they enter the program. So we generally don't hire too many from trade schools, don't hire many with any prior HVAC experience. They come in with a good attitude, a good aptitude, and our overall goal is to teach them the technical skills and the customer interaction skills to be successful in the trade. And it's paid dividends for us. Every single apprentice goes through the same curriculum. They're taught the same things, and it leads to a more consistent experience for our customer.
So how much of that's in the classroom versus in the field, and how do you balance that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it varies. We have it broken up into phases, but generally when they're starting out, we got to do a little bit of classroom time to teach them a little bit of theory behind HVAC. You got to go as simple as teaching them hand tools nowadays and things like that. But generally, no more than 1 day a week in the classroom has been the overall goal. And really, as they progress through the program, it transitions to almost 98% of the time is hands-on learning in the field with a lead trainer. So whether it's service, whether it's install, or plumbing, we have designated lead trainers that our apprentices are paired with to give them that real live scenario into field training, because you can only simulate so much in the lab.
Are you able to, this has been a big topic really over the past 3 years, like university programs in Nexstar. I know a couple years ago there was actually they just talked about how to do a university and how to do it cost effectively. Tell us a little bit about, when you first launched that and the costs associated to it. Is it manageable? Is it, a large overhead expense? Kind of tell the audience of how they can build these programs a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's very manageable, because I think you got to look at what's the cost of not doing it. It's only getting worse and worse every year. It's harder and harder to find experienced talent externally to come in that once you're a company that's exceeding 6, 7, 8, or 9 million, I think you got to start investing in that apprenticeship program if you're serious about scaling long term. But from a cost perspective, it's different based on the timeline and what role it is. But we start paying them right when they walk in the door. It's a more modest wage, right? Because they're not truly benefiting the company those first few months in their training. But long term, we know they will. But we'd say the cost of the average apprentice to graduate them from the program is probably around the ballpark range of $60,000 investment. Mm-hmm. However, sometimes throughout the program, they can serve as an install helper as the apprentice. So you're still getting some productivity out of them being out in the field most days. Or the service apprentices, we get them, they're out in the field on their own to do maintenances or system checks after 3 months generally. So they're producing within those first few months. But my advice is working into your pricing. By having an apprenticeship program, you're going to develop, world-class talent and experts in their craft that your business should warrant a higher price tag for the services that you offer. So if you don't have an apprenticeship currently, I wouldn't just keep your pricing the same and launch that program and incur that additional cost. Work that cost into the price of your services, and I don't think you'll look back, and I think it'll be a very positive return long term.